Hey, I'm Chris Cafero.
And I'm Nick Cafero.
We're real-life brothers who play fake-life brothers Reed and Easton Royal on the hit podcast, The Royals of Malibu.
On this companion podcast, we'll be doing a deep dive into each episode, giving behind-the-scenes insights, talking to some special guests, and maybe even having some laughs along the way.
Welcome to The Royal Boys.
And now, part 2 of this Royal Boys episode with Hannah Montoya. Hannah, I don't know if you've listened to this episode recently, but there's one point where Ella calls something the sluttiest thing a man can wear. Do you know what she would have been referring to?
I believe it was sweatpants. I believe it was gray sweatpants.
Do you agree? Do you agree with that?
That is correct. Do you agree?
I do. I was reading the script and I laughed out loud because I was like, Ella, you've done it again. I think the writers did a great job. Whoever wrote that line specifically, deserves a raise and a half.
Is that like a thing? Is that like a common known thing?
Oh my gosh, it is very much a thing. It is such a thing. It's like dangerous. And it's like, I've seen tweets before that's like, if your man goes out wearing gray sweatpants, that's not your man.
I love
That's
that.
so funny. I don't own gray sweatpants.
It's time.
You need to, and it's got to be a light heather gray. And make sure you're wearing a loose boxer short underneath, because that's the whole point.
That's so funny. I had no idea.
It's a life.
I knew that.
I want to be a slutty man.
You could never. You're not even a man. You're a boy.
Hey.
You're a boy.
Okay.
Roasted.
In that scene, Reed is putting together some furniture. And I must say, I am very, very good at putting together like IKEA West Elm furniture on my own.
Chris, no one gives a shit. No, just kidding.
Then we go to the tailgate, right? We're tailgating the water polo match, and they're drinking Stoli Elite, which is very expensive vodka.
Drinking the Himalayan edition, which is even more expensive.
That's right. Hannah, you said that one of the reasons you transferred to Appalachian State is because of the football team. So what were your tailgates like?
So much fun. Definitely did not involve expensive vodka, just kind of like whatever you could get. But definitely a similar vibe, but less expensive.
What was your drink of choice?
My freshman year was Pink Whitney. I can't smell that without dying. But I think
What's Pink Whitney? What is that?
it's pink lemonade. It's like a Barstool vodka. But it's the first time you try it, like you're like, oh wow, it's cute and it tastes fine. And then that night will not end well or in your favor. It's just.
My dad visited me in college once, and we were at a tailgate, and he got a shot of Fireball somebody poured him. It was the first time he ever had it. And he's like, this is amazing. This tastes amazing. So he was drinking it on the rocks. And 3 hours, like 3 hours later, we were at dinner, and he was like, he wasn't even drunk. He was just sick.
No. Oh my gosh.
He's like, yeah, it's sugar.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Fireball's the most difficult one for sure. Your dad is a strong man.
It's just cinnamon syrup.
So when my senior year of college, for spring break, we went on a Carnival cruise to the Caribbean, and they didn't have open bar or anything. So in order to save money, we were like, let's sneak on our own alcohol. But you can't bring alcohol. You're not supposed to bring alcohol on cruises. So we had the genius idea of washing out old Listerine bottles, but the opaque ones that you can't see through, and rinsing those out. And then we filled them with blueberry vodka. That was the choice that someone made. So all week on this fucking cruise, we had mint flavored blueberry vodka drinks. It was, I can't drink blueberry vodka drinks at all, but I can still, like you were saying about the Pink Whitney, I can still taste it when I close my eyes, and it makes me sick to my stomach.
Pink Whitney is what I call my belly button.
Why? Why? It makes no sense.
I don't know.
If you have to have a name
It made you laugh.
to be silly.
Does it sing? I want to dance with somebody. I want to be the with somebody.
Ooh.
Do we have the rights to that song?
We do now.
Yeah, this tailgate's nuts. And Savannah, you got a big You have like a ton going on this entire scene. You first of all, you like love the fact that it's expensive vodka. You're all over Val to not get back with Tam. So you give good advice. Are you that friend? Are you the friend that's like, you can't get back with this guy?
Oh, yeah. Big time. I'm like, show me your phone. Like, you promise me right now you're not talking to him.
Are you the kind that will give that advice and then not take it for your own self?
Yeah. That's why. Because I'm like living vicariously. I'm like, what do I need to hear right now? And then it's like, no, don't. And it's like, this might be a little bit more serious to me than it is to the other person.
Classic waxing moon.
What can I say? What about you guys? Is it more of a, like, do you feel fatherly when it comes to your friends and exes, or is it kind of like a figure it out on your own type of deal?
I wish I spoke to myself the way I spoke to my friends. I think I'm much more caring and understanding. And then, like, yeah, no, that's okay. And then when I do it, I'm like, you're an idiot. You don't deserve any love. Damn. And that's the voice I use when I speak to myself. That's the voice I hear all day in my head.
It's just Hannah's Jersey aunt character in your head.
Wake up in a cold sweat. Hi, gorgeous.
I would never call myself gorgeous.
Yeah, that little voice doesn't seem very kind.
I can relate, though, because I'm definitely a fixer.
He's a bit of a fixer-upper. I hope you have a time.
Do we own the rights to that song?
Yes, and the entire movie Frozen.
Wow.
You guys are so successful.
It's funny because it's false.
But also at this tailgate, we solve Hoodie-gate. And Hannah, you have my favorite line of the episode here. They solve Hoodie-gate, which of course was Ella trying to figure out the smell of the perfume that was on the hoodie that Reed gave to her in the previous episode. Savannah says, hey, Easton, you smell like Chanel 5, I think is the smell. She's like, why do you smell like my old aunt? Which, by the way, your Jersey aunt. And he's like, oh, it's a shirt I borrowed from Reed. He keeps our mom's old perfume in his t-shirt drawer, must have spilled and got on it. And they all realize that's the reason his hoodie smelled. It wasn't because he was with another woman. And the line that I like is Val says, oh, that explains Hoodie-gate. And you go, hoodie what? And I don't know why. I just loved when you did that. I remember you doing it live. It made me laugh. If you want to do it again right now, I would encourage it.
Hoodie what?
That sounds like that should be your rap name.
I love
Please welcome Hoodie what?
Yeah.
A hoodie who? A hoodie what?
That scene I felt like was so good too, because I remember reading the scripts being like, how's he going to get out of this one? Like, what smell could that possibly be? That was mind-blowing for me.
Yeah, that was a good one. And then the scene gets even crazier because we have a huge revelation, which is that Ella, at the end of season 1, on her march out of the royal house, grabs Easton and kisses him. And Savannah, understandably, is pissed and storms off. What are your thoughts on this, Hannah?
Honestly, I feel like I would have acted similarly. That would have been a lot to hear. Like, that's so crazy because there's also like not as much like explanation of that. Like, and there can't be in that moment. It was just so quick. But it's like, that's such a plot twist. Like, I thought you were in love with Reed. Like, what's happening here? You know, like, that's crazy. And then also, I mean, Val is screaming anyway, so I feel like it was just a lot of overstimulation for Savannah in that moment. She's like, all right, see you guys later.
Well, do you think that two people kissing is love? Like, do you think that that's what that means?
Yeah, I think it's serious.
Like, would you be able to get over that?
No, I think it means you have to get married. I'm just kidding. I feel like there's so much in that moment, too. Because, like, I feel like maybe she was probably just assuming the worst out of that scenario. That, like, maybe they'd been talking a lot more than she thought. But I don't really know. She seems to act on anger, I would say. Pretty often.
Well, they live in the same house. Yeah. It's her best friend and her boyfriend, and now they're smooching. Which also, like, you know, from Ella's perspective, I don't know, it's kind of an interesting response to, like, she sees Reed and Brooke and storms out and then grabs Easton. Is that, I don't know, that seems like an odd response to just kiss the next closest person, but is that something you can relate to, Hannah?
I don't think I've ever done that. definitely stayed away from brothers, I think, specifically. But I don't know. I mean, maybe when you're hurt, you make weird decisions, I feel like.
I went to Trader Joe's yesterday to get almond butter filled pretzels, but they only had the peanut butter filled pretzels, and I was so upset that I stormed out and kissed the Trader Joe's attendant on my way out.
Did they like it?
And now Nick is no longer permitted in the Silver Lake Trader Joe's.
No, we're married.
You and Joe?
We had to get married legally. That's how it works.
What about you guys? Have you ever had any sort of impulsive situations? We're talking to what was it? New moon?
Yeah, no, I'm kind of, I avoid confrontation. So, and I'm a thinker. So like, I'll just like kind of absorb it and then think on it. I don't make like drastic storm out moves.
I'm a bit more hot-blooded and emotional than Nick is. But I don't know. I've never like revenge made out with somebody because I was hurt or angry. But I can see it. I can see like
be able to do that.
I can see the adrenaline. And it's not like they like spent the night and slept together. She was just like stormed out, grabbed him, kissed him, and then left. So I don't know. It's sort of like, it strikes me as like one of those movies where it's like, you know, the hero like beats up the bad guys and then just like kisses the girl and then, you know, uses his web to swing away. It's like very...
I love how you said one of those movies and then went on to clearly
describe Spider-Man.
Have you ever spilled the beans or let out a secret because you were drunk? Somebody said something you weren't supposed to?
Definitely said things I'm not supposed to, but I'm not a secret teller. I like to keep it in the vault. I feel like, yeah.
Aww. We brought you on here to tell secrets.
I can tell secrets online in front of everyone only.
Just whisper it into
if
the
I'm
mic.
going to tell someone secrets, it has to be in public for everyone to hear. I go 100 or nothing.
So you don't have a secret to tell our 5 listeners?
Let me think. Shoot. I wish I had one right now. Oh, I have a juicy question for you guys. But have you, as brothers, ever had a little moment like that where there's a girl that maybe one of you likes and the other it's like kind of talking to, but you don't know till later sort of thing?
No, that's never happened because our age difference was we were never in high school or college together, and we lived across the country.
I feel like that could help.
Right? It's never...
No, yeah, I'm trying to think. No, it hasn't, which is for the best. But I think Nick and I...
Also, I think we have different types.
Yeah.
Like Chris has his girlfriend, I have nothing.
That'll help. That will help. Maybe that's why you guys are so close. It just, there was so much in that I feel like there's so much passion in the recording that it's like, damn, is this coming from something? Do they need to talk to someone?
I mean, the answer to that is yes, but we do need to talk to someone. And it's you.
That's why we brought you on.
Yay!
Just to run a therapy session.
Can you help us?
Yeah, what's been on your guys' minds lately?
So yeah, there's a big roller coaster of events that happened to Savannah there. She storms out. Easton even says he's gonna have to plan a little makeup apology tour. Mm-hmm. So I hope I could do good by you, Hannah.
I hope so. I guess we'll see how.
I'll send you some flowers.
Perfect. Apology.
To the Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah.
Also, though, I think she's in good hands because, after the Cove wins the state championship, which I'm pretty positive no one cares about, Ella and Easton are talking, and she's like, "What are you passionate about?" And he's like, "I'm passionate about the female orgasm," and he says it in all earnest. And when I read the script and I saw that line, I was like, this needs to be said 100% serious. He absolutely means this. This is not a joke.
Yeah.
Which I think is even funnier.
Well, what's funny about it is that the female orgasm is a myth. So like for the listeners, it's like, oh, good one, Easton. You know what I mean?
Well.
So that's funny. But then Ella does say something that goes along with what we've been talking about. She said, "Oh, did I date the wrong royal?" And I mean, first listen, you think she's joking, but is she? Hannah thinks she did. Hannah, it sounds like you think she is dating the wrong royal.
Wait a minute. Way to circle that back. This is interesting. I need to start taking notes on that. Like little Easter eggs, little Easton eggs.
Ooh! Wow!
Oh, yeah!
Good pun.
She did it!
Wow.
Well, that's our episode, folks.
Dude,
thank you so much.
That was great. An Easton egg.
Little Easton eggs.
Wow.
That's great.
That's good stuff.
That's what he calls his sperm.
Oh, that's good work.
Nick.
that could work.
Nicholas, that's disgusting. You are in the company of a lady.
La 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 la.
Sorry, I'll edit that.
Yeah, no, they definitely dropped some Easton eggs about possible budding romance between Reed and Easton. Oh, Jesus, no, Ella and Easton, Reed and Easton. Oh God, could you imagine?
Was that your?
That'd be a great season 3.
That was the original. That was the original pitch of the Royal Boys. It was very different concept, but we had to settle for just an interview podcast.
I like that. That's definitely more of like a Wattpad type of thing.
A what?
Wattpad?
What's that mean?
What's that?
Guys! Oh,
Is it an old man alarm?
my goodness, it might be. It might be.
You're so fucking old.
I kind of grew up on this. I was such a fangirl. And I don't know if that's too niche, but it was like One Direction and 5 Seconds of Summer. It's like fan fiction on a website. Like, that's basically what the whole entire thing is. It's a fan.
And what's it called? Can you spell it out for me?
Wattpad. It's WATTPAD.
And it's a website with
Yep,
fan fiction?
That's the entirety for the most part of what it is. It's
Are we on it?
maybe.
Did you ever write on it, or were you just a consumer?
I was a big consumer. It was also just like, I was like, I'm reading. I'm helping my brain. It's fine. But then just like terrible stuff. Like the whole After series of movies, like that's based off of a fan fiction. I don't know if you guys have heard of those, but yeah, it's pretty crazy stuff. Great platform. You should check it out.
I have not heard of that.
Is it still active?
All of this is just
I hope so. It might be. I honestly, you guys, there might be some Royals of Malibu stuff on there. Now that I'm thinking about it.
I'm going to not search because I don't want to get in trouble, and I feel like this will get me in trouble. So if someone wants to let me know,
I'm going to look. I will
go
let
ahead
you
and
know.
comment.
I will let you know.
Okay.
Wattpad?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that. Wow, we learned something new and exposed that we are big losers. Never heard of
Yeah,
it.
huge loser.
Is it worse to read fan fiction or to not read fan fiction? I feel like I would also fall into the loser category.
Yeah, I guess
I prefer fan nonfiction.
That's true.
You just want to read the autobiographies of fans?
Just tell me about the people that like things.
Good. That's good.
Oh, fan nonfiction is a very funny idea, and I think you should develop it.
Thank you. I will.
Yeah, so then she asks, did I date the wrong royal? We got our Easton egg. Thank you, Hannah, for that little nugget. We're going to use that throughout the duration of this. And then we get the moment where Reed and Ella sort of have a private moment on the beach. And Reed, this is like, we could hear it in his voice. This is the lightest and happiest Reed has felt. I mean, he just won the state championship. His, his loved one is back in town. Things aren't completely mended, but he feels like, the door is open and things are improving. Like this, he's set with college. Like things are looking up for Reed. And most importantly, Ella gives him the green light to tell him the full story and sets us up nicely for episode 6.
Which is a big episode because why? It's narrated by you, Chris, Reed.
That's right.
From Reed's perspective.
Yeah, for the first time in the series, we flip perspective and Reed tells the story, but we'll leave it at that so that we can, because we'll talk about that next episode. Hannah, I have a question for you. What were some of your favorite moments from working on this podcast?
Oh my gosh. This maybe sounds creepy, but I liked watching everybody's dynamic with each other. Because I came in there a season later, but it was just cool to see, I was a fan for the first season. I listened to it fully without knowing that I would even have to audition for the show. I listened to
wow.
Yeah, I just liked it.
Oh, wow.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was crazy. And so when I was able to see all of you guys in person and talking to each other, in my head it was just the characters. Because I had obviously loved the first season, but I'm putting it all together. I'm oh my gosh. And then Armin's voice, that's real? What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've shouted that out every single episode
Good.
we've done.
That's well deserving because that is insane. But especially like you guys for sure. Like, and then doing scenes with you too. It was just like, oh, like this is crazy. But I loved like just hearing you guys talk to each other and how everyone had such a fun, like it was just like kind of like a family dynamic sort of going on. It was just like very lighthearted. Everyone was very supportive of each other, and I just really liked being in that environment. So thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
of course,
thank you so
it wasn't
much.
our decision.
Thank you
but
for being here.
yeah, I think what's amazing is like you really are like a family because it's so much work in such a condensed period of time and space. But oh my God, so what you just described is actual fan nonfiction come to life. You were a fan, and then you made it your life. So wait, I have a question then. What was your experience like as a fan of the show, listening to it, and then meeting me and Nick in real life? Were you like super disappointed?
Absolutely not. I was just like, well, I had seen also the post, like, I'd been following the Royals of Malibu anyway, like just on Instagram. So I'd seen like y'all's little like Zoom videos after, so like little pictures of you guys like talking, and I was like putting faces to names anyway, just at that point, just listening to it. But I was like, I already knew what everybody kind of looked like, but just like seeing it in person was just weird. I was like, what is going on? Like, these are real people, not just like people I listen to while I'm like folding laundry or like taking a drive, doing my usual Royals of Malibu listening parties, but just crazy. Very, very much not disappointed.
Do you think that either of us or anyone in the cast is more similar to their character than others, or like were any of them like shockingly different?
I don't know. I feel like with you two, I feel like the personalities are a little bit switched. Like what you were saying about like the impulsivity versus like planning. I feel like the description of Nick, your moon sign, that's what it was? Seems definitely aligning with like Easton, but not, I guess, you personally. But and then Alyssa is so funny talking about like her character and stuff, is because she's like, oh, Ella's kind of like the little voice in me that like what I want to say, but I don't. Where like Alyssa's obviously she's got like a little, you know, sass to her, but like Ella's just got that down, you know, and I just feel like that's a cool comparison too.
Looking forward, freshly graduated from college, you've got a budding social media career and acting thing. Like, what are some things you hope to accomplish, or where do you see yourself maybe in a year or so?
Well, I definitely want to keep doing what I'm doing. I think social media will never not be a part of my life. I absolutely am loving the acting side very much. I mean, for social media, I am like constantly doing characters. It's very rare that I'm like playing myself in a video or online. I'm a big like writer. I really like doing character development and doing sketch scenes. So if I could do anything involving any of that as like in a professional sense, that would be like incredible. And I mean, Royals was just so much fun. And so I'm like, I definitely have a big bug that had bit me, and it's always been there, but definitely more so now than ever before.
Just seeing your work so far, I could tell you would be a great writer. I mean, you already are a great actor, and I think you'd be a wonderful writer. So, definitely encourage you should write a TV show. Yeah. Write a TV show and cast me and Chris in it, please, please.
It's gonna be the Royal Boys, but you guys will be each other's interest.
Hannah, please.
But thank you.
You got to leave those Blue Ridge Mountains and come on over to Hollywood.
I know. It sounds so happy now, like what you guys are saying.
It is a brighter...
Yeah, give it a day.
Yeah, I know, right? Hey, Nick.
Hey, Chris.
You know what I think we should do?
Yeah, I do.
Royal decrees. Hear ye, hear ye, a royal decree. I'll go first. My royal decree. So as we record this, it's like early to mid-November, and I've started to get invited to, quote, Friendsgivings. And my royal decree is The term Friendsgiving is fucking stupid. It makes no sense. It's derivative of Thanksgiving, which is a celebration with friends and family. Like, so changing it to Friendsgiving, you're taking the thanks out of the word in a way that makes no sense. The word friends and thanks are not interchangeable, and it's a dumb thing. Just call it Thanksgiving. That's what Thanksgiving is. It's a celebration with friends. That's all I have to say about that. Friends, you for listening.
Do you have a proposal of a different name?
Yeah, Thanksgiving. Just call it Thanksgiving.
Friends edition.
Just call it Thanksgiving. Why can't you? No, but why? Why do you even have to qualify it? Thanksgiving is not just necessarily family. I mean, yes, a lot of people do it with family, but a lot of people do it with friends. A lot of people do it with friends and family. It's just called Thanksgiving. Just call it Thanksgiving. And if you're doing it the week before, call it early Thanksgiving.
That's true.
That's good.
Stupid.
I don't mind that royal decree. That's a good royal decree. Do you want me to go? I'll go. And I'm going to dedicate this one to you, Hannah, because you're on today. My Hannah Banana, Savannah Banana. I decree that if you eat a banana, the peel must be disposed of immediately. It cannot sit without, its inner part for any extended period of time. You eat the banana and you dispose of the peel. No leaving it on the counter. No wrapping it in a paper towel. No leaving it on a plate. Nothing. Throw it out. It's fucking gross. I don't know if I was traumatized by Mario Kart. I don't know what it is, but throw out banana peels. They're disgusting. I know they're biodegradable, but get them in a trash. Thank you.
That's fair.
I can tell our listeners that this has been something that has haunted Nick our entire lives. He and I know it. So if I'm eating a banana, I will dangle the peel in front of him, and it nauseates him. It's like, ugh. It's a phobia. It's actually bizarre to watch. And my mother will sometimes make a smoothie, and she'll open the banana, cut it in half, and then leave the other half just out. And it makes Nick physically ill and actually angry. It's really funny to behold.
A banana should be consumed in less than 1 minute. There's no whose little tummy can't handle a full banana, and if you can't, just throw the rest out. You're not eating a half a banana later. There's sometimes at craft services, and that one acting job I ever did, they cut the bananas in half, and they're just there, and they start to get brown. Oh God. Anyway,
they get brown quick.
Hannah, what do you think? What's your royal decree?
I think that if you're going to post on Instagram, on your story, or you're going to post a subtweet about somebody or a breakup or song lyrics that are a little bit too ominous, I think that you then legally have to tell us who it's about and why.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes, Taylor Swift, I know you're listening. You have to tell us who the songs are about.
She's the only person that's exempt. Swifties can do the research, and they'll have it back to you in 3 to 5 business days. But
the answer's John Mayer.
Yeah. But it's whenever I see a song lyric, I'm like, who did it and why? And then it's spy mode. You look for untagged photos and archived stuff. I would just rather get straight to it. Make it messy. I need to know.
That's so funny. I love
so
that.
Funny.
In the acting community, there is an equivalent of that where people will be booked something but can't talk about it, and it's fuck off. Then then why'd you talk about it? Why'd you bring it up?
I had a Twitter bit when I had a Twitter for 20 days in a row. I would post huge news, stay posted, can't tell you yet, and then the next day I would do it again, and I would just come up with a different reason why I couldn't tell the news. And my goal was to do it for as ever long as it took until I actually had big news, and then I just got tired and sad.
Oh man. That's almost manifest.
A couple of weeks ago, this woman I follow went on this rant about somebody who crossed her and was like, you crossed the wrong person because I'm going to call you out and I'm going to do it. And I'm going to I am not going to keep it to myself. I'm not going to say your name, but you know who you are. And it was what? You can't be you mess with the wrong person and I'm going to call you out, but then not call them out. Drop some names. Drop some names.
Give us some tea, baby.
Yeah, why do you have to pre-order the call out? That's crazy to soft launch it and be stay on your toes. Wait till I post about this again later. That's crazy.
Well, that is a wonderful, wonderful royal
Thank you.
decree. Great job.
Hear ye, a royal decree.
Hannah, you have been incredible.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for joining us. This has been so wonderful. You're so funny. You're so talented. We're really lucky to have you on this Royal Boys episode, but also on the Royals of Malibu. So I'm glad you were a fan. I'm glad your fan nonfiction became reality.
Me too.
And that it led us here. I'm so glad we got to talk with you. And please keep making videos and keep writing because you're funny. You actually make me laugh. And I could say that about 2 people.
are they both on this podcast right now?
No.
Damn it.
The other one is Secretary Anthony Blinken.
It's Anthony. There's no H. Read a book.
But when he it's his alter ego, and boy, oh boy, is Anthony funny.
Yeah, Hannah, you are so successful, and the fact that you would slum it with 2 guys like us is very, very kind. Can I ask for our listeners who don't already follow you, A, where can they follow you? And B, do you have anything coming up that you want to promote or talk about?
You can follow me on everything under Hannah Montoya. That's Montoya. Very mischievously close to Montana. But I am just going to be posting videos. Stay tuned for another 3 every single day. But thank you guys for having me. I'm honored. Genuinely, this was so much fun. And I can't wait to listen to all the other episodes coming out.
Oh, thank you so much.
They're coming soon. Thank you so much.
This has been another episode of The Royal Boys with Hannah Montoya. For Nick Cafero, I'm Chris Cafero. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.